You are watching On Demand. Please do not try to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
No fish finger is safe when Kelly is around. Hello and welcome to your Last Loose Women of the Week. Joining me, Kay Adams, for some Friday fun. It's Lady Leisha, Katie Piper and Kelly Bryan. Coming up, Corrie actress Ellie Leach will be here telling us about Faye's early menopause storyline and the effect it's having on her relationship with Craig. Could this be what breaks them? Plus, as a new dating show launches with contestants looking for love in front of their siblings, we're asking how important it is to get your brother or sister's approval of a new love. And she'll be getting us all moving on up when she joins us at 1:15. Pop sensation Heather Small joins us for a catch-up and a very special performance just a little bit later on. We finished the...
I haven't seen you since your announcement last week.
I was really hoping I was going to get away with this.
I watched the show, and I have to say,
God.
I didn't guess that it was going to be
Did
you.
you not think it was me?
I thought it might be Linda. And it was so tight-lipped here, nobody would give any clues.
I know.
But I think you're going to be brilliant.
You know, it's really sweet of you to say that, obviously, but when people say that, which is a nice thing to say, it just makes my heart run cold because I think I'm going to let all these people down because they're all saying these
There's
things.
no way you're going to let anyone down, because I think what's going to be lovely is that the public will get to see the Kay that we get to see.
That's true.
And that Kay is really lovely, and I think that people you're gonna find that
You're
people
very
are
funny.
going to
Good
get
humour.
to know you. Your sense of humour is razor sharp.
Yeah, I know, but it's not a stand-up show, it's a dancing show. I mean, you were trying to teach me to dance. Where do you get your moves from?
I don't know. I think it's just built in me, to be honest. But honestly, Kay, I think you're going to be absolutely banging on the show. Your personality and your banter alone is going to carry the show.
Well, it'll have to, I tell you.
We're all going to vote for you. You've got us behind.
Well, look,
Whatever.
three of you. So, I mean, how was it? Well, you've done Dancing at Night, and you did Strictly. You're a
Yeah,
veteran.
I did Strictly. I think it was 2018 or 17 I did it. And it was like nothing I'd ever experienced before. You know, I loved the fake tan, loved the costumes. I hope you're ready to have a good wax because they are, you know, those
really?
leotards aren't forgiving. And it is true that when you take part in it, it's like a family. You're all kind of together. It's intense. But you'll never do anything like it ever again. And I couldn't dance, but I still learned stuff and had a laugh, you know?
Yeah. I did. I had a long chat with Ruth on Sunday on the phone as I was out walking the dog. And she was brilliant. I mean, she really was. She told me warts and all, but in a really sort of supportive way, you know, which was nice. But she did make me laugh. She says, "Now, you will get very sweaty down there."
Oh, okay, that's quite specific.
Ruth doesn't mind me saying that. You get very sweaty down there when you're training. Very sweaty. So what I had was a little lady's bag. With a couple of panty liners.
Where I went wrong.
Little tips there just to keep you going. So I'm going to get a little lady bag all prepared so it's just not too old.
Yeah, what about Judy? Did she give you any tips?
Oh, Judy. I mean, Judy's energy is amazing. If I could get a tiny bit of Judy's energy and put it in a bottle and then drink it before the show, or else have a gin and tonic. But anyway, so either gin and tonic or Judy, then I would be sorted.
But you're similar in that she went out there and owned it. And I think you're a confident person.
Yeah.
You'll go and make it your own. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that is what I really envy that. And I suppose at the end of the day, this is why I've kind of pushed myself to do it. In that when I see people, you know, who just embrace it that way, I admire it so much. And I've never found that easy all in my life. You know, I'm on a show called Loose Women and I'm very unloose. And when I see you, we were joking about earlier, and you just get such joy from the movement. I just think it looks wonderful. It must feel wonderful.
It does. And I was showing you a little bit of this earlier. Come on, show the people. Come on, just show a little. That's it. Do a little twerk. But this is it. Like, you know what? I think for you to be on this show, it's going to be an experience, and it's going to be an opportunity for you to learn some dance moves.
Do you know what? That's exactly how I'm trying to frame it to myself.
What about you?
I'm going to
when
say
you,
it's an
you
opportunity to learn.
Yeah, it is, definitely. And you learned something new with Dancing on Ice.
Yeah,
didn't
exactly. Yeah, and I think that's probably the best TV show I've ever been on. To be fair, like it is like a family kind of vibe, and they always reach out to me all now. But it was a great experience. I was traumatized from skating when I was young. Yeah, I nearly got like, you know, when my hands are there and then I saw the blade and I closed my eyes, and I never went back ever. So this was something to like overcome my fear. So I think it will just push you out of your fear box and you'll be a better version of yourself.
That must have been hard for you, though.
It was, but you know what? Because it's live as well, it's like you don't really have time. It's just you're in the moment, boom, do it. You come off the adrenaline, it's like, you know what I mean? So you're going to love it, man. It's going to be so exciting.
You are my inspiration.
Fun fact, okay, you are the 9th loose woman to do Strictly.
Right?
Yes, you are.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
wow.
Look at that lineup. Oh, my goodness.
I can't wait to see you
your
face handle your hair and makeup.
Yeah, I have to say, Frankie has been WhatsApping me from whatever exotic place she's in and saying, "Go, Nana, you can do it." Yeah, thanks, Frankie.
Let's lose that nickname for the
the costumes. Not even talk about the costumes. I'm obviously dreading getting into my skimpies. So will the audience be dreading me getting into my skimpies. But someone who definitely isn't is Captain Birdseye. Yeah, you heard me right. You might remember him looking like this, a friendly old sailor, a salty sea dog. Yeah, well, he's had a bit of a sexy makeover. What do you think, girls? This is the new Captain
wow. That's quite the makeover.
What do you think, Katie?
I don't know if it's going to influence me to have fish fingers for tea. But yeah, I mean, look, he looks great. And I'm a fan of people making the best of whatever they have. I don't know if there's a place for a torso on a packet of fish fingers.
Yeah.
My thing is, why is his top off? I just don't... Has it always been like that?
No.
He's at sea.
I get it. He's been banging weights. He feels good about himself. Let him just thrive. Should we just let him thrive with him? Like, let's...
Do you think you get that body on a diet of fish fingers? I don't know.
But you kind of... Nobody is allowed just to kind of, you know, be what they are now. Everyone's got to try and be the best version of themselves. I mean, I wonder if that... Do you ever get to an age and stage in life that you just think, do you know what? This is it.
Well, I don't think that's going to be the case for me, personally. I think just because I've always been like somebody that really wants to look after their body and do the best that I can, and I feel better once I've trained. But I think for men, it's taken a swerve, hasn't it? Because in the 90s, it was all about, you know, men having manicures and pedicures and looking after themselves, which was really, you know, that kind of metrosexuality that started to happen. And it was wonderful. It was great that men kind of took that on board and embraced it. But like, recently, I've just been on holiday with my dad, and he's like, you know, it was his 70th birthday, which was wonderful. You know, we're all there to celebrate. But he was more conscious of his body. And I found that fascinating. I was like, are you really worried about this, Dad? And he was like, yeah, no. You know, I still want to look good, and you know, so he should. And I think men, if they are getting to that certain age, I think that it's important, isn't it, to keep going. It's good for your mental health. It's you know, it's really good for you physically and keeping your body healthy and moving and definitely keeping, you know, yourself in good shape. Even in later years, I still think it's important to do that.
It's just that fine balance. I mean, I totally agree with you, Kelly. I think it's important for everyone to feel good about themselves, you know, to be able to kind of look in the mirror, not to think that they're necessarily, you know, the sexiest or the best looking, but just think, yeah, you know, I feel good about myself. But are they doing it for themselves, or are they doing it for an external audience? And that's the tricky thing now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this is it. I feel like a lot of the time nowadays, people are doing things for social media.
Yeah.
It's just like, even with, they say drip, but like designer clothes and stuff, some people are just wearing all these designer clothes to get the likes and the clout and, the perception. Perception's everything. So I feel a lot of people are doing it to have like the attraction of other people just on their page constantly.
Do you think it's more? It's harder for men now,
as well. Like I feel like when you get the positive comments and stuff, it lets off the endorphins in your body. You feel, oh, actually, this makes me feel good. So you have to keep posting, and that's a lot of pressure, you know.
Yeah.
So I just think,
So do you feel that pressure?
I don't. Like sometimes I'll go online with my wig off, I'll go online with no makeup on, because I want people to know this is me. Like you can't fake realness. So if I want to go online however I feel, I don't really care about the comments. That's something that I really don't care.
You really don't care?
I don't. Sometimes I actually laugh along with the comments. If they're negative, sometimes, you know, I laugh with them because I'm like, damn, that was a good one. But, you know, some people are different, so everyone's different. But I'm personally, I don't really care about the comments and stuff like that. I'll post how I want to post.
But do you think it's got harder for men? Because, you know, Captain Birdseye having the makeover, all those years ago when I was a kid, he was in his uniform. We didn't even see his stomach. So do you think that's a new thing for guys?
Oh, was that what he looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
He's had a glow up. Look at him.
Yeah, man, show your body. Embrace
I
it.
felt like you had a soft spot for him then. You really like...
You know what? I got a thing for silver foxes, you see. Martin Kemp, he's one of them.
Ooh. Yeah, you did that show with him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
enjoyed
I did
that.
tell him I had a little crush on him now. But
Oh, that's
Swiftly
an
moving on.
exclusive.
I have stored that behind my ear for
Oh,
another
gosh.
time. She's
Gonna go over the
blushing.
papers now.
Plenty more to come, including a chat about the smells that can take you back in time. What's Martin Kemp's aftershave, Lisa? And after the break, Corrie actress Ellie Leach is here telling us about Faye's early menopause storyline and how it felt to follow in cousin Brooks Vincent's footsteps on the cobbles. So back with Ellie after this. Welcome back. Lots more still to come in today's show. Heather Small is here at 1:15. She'll be sharing, there she is, well, she'll be sharing some musical memories from her career, and she's got a very special performance in store for us too. Plus, is it ever a good idea to interfere in a sibling's love life? Debating that one a little bit later. But it is competition time now. Your chance to win a prize package worth more than £114,000 with a brand new car and 60k up for grabs. That's a big one, isn't it? But the clock is ticking. Lines close at 3 p.m. today. Here's Natalie Anderson with all the details.
Hey guys, I am here in beautiful Scarborough on the Yorkshire coast. Just take a look at it from the sky. It's an absolutely glorious day, and we are listening to the Scarborough Spa Orchestra, who are incredible. And we've got an incredible prize for you. We are giving away a massive £60,000 in totally tax-free cash. That's right, totally tax-free. It will go from ITV's bank account straight into yours. Just imagine what you could do with all of that cash. You could pay off some of your mortgage, you could go on family holidays, it'd all be for you. But not only that, we're also giving away a brand new Mercedes. Just take a look at it. It's an incredible car. You could cruise into 2023 in style. This whole prize is worth £114,000. Lines close today at 3 p.m. The clock's ticking. Get your entries in. Here are all the details.
For another chance to win, text WIN to 81119. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website. Entries cost £2. Call 09068 78 119. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY27 PO Box 7558 Derby DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close today at 3 p.m. Good luck.
Now, we've covered plenty of aspects of the menopause on this show, but we've not talked much about early menopause, which is defined as your periods completely stopping before you hit 45. And that's something that affects 1 in 100 women. And it's something that Corrie's Faye Windass is going through at the age of just 20. Actress Ellie Leach joins us to tell us about the storyline in just a minute. But first, a look at her story so far.
Faye, you have something called premature ovarian failure, but we can treat the condition with something called hormone replacement therapy.
Hang on, isn't that for women with menopause? My ovaries don't work. I'm not going to be able to have another baby. I completely understand if you just want to call it a day. Now, I know you want kids eventually, so you shouldn't waste any more time with me.
I want to be with you.
I swear I just need a good night's sleep.
I think you need a bit more than that. I mean, what about the hot flushes, the anxiety?
No offence, Craig, but I know my own symptoms without you mansplaining them to me.
What are you looking at?
Every single article on the internet about HRT, sharing alternative treatments, holistic stuff.
Not sure that I believe everything that Dr. Internet say.
It's really scary, Craig.
So for the first time, welcome to Loose Women, Ellie Leach. react when this one first got thrown at you? It's not the storyline you expect at 20, is it?
Yeah, definitely not. But obviously, like, it's always good to be able to tell a story, whatever you get. So, yeah, I was shocked because I didn't really realise that it happened to women so young. But I think that's why it's good, because not a lot of people know about it. So it's good to be able to show that this happens and make sure that everyone knows about it.
Exactly. Was you quite shocked when you knew you had to play that role?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, there's all types of stuff that happens. Like, you get so many symptoms. And I think the hardest one for me is kind of the mood swings, because it's going from 0 to 100 so quickly. And, like, obviously, I don't really go through that in my life. Obviously, I know when I'm angry and when I'm not. But it is kind of, it's like something takes over your body and you don't know.
Can't describe
it.
Like,
you can't describe it. It's weird.
You don't mind me saying we had a wee chat and makeup, didn't we? Your mum doesn't mind, does she?
No, she's like, if you want to tell everyone that I'm kind of going through the menopause, then you can. I was like, okay, Mum.
But that must be weird that your mum is going through it and you're playing this.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, it's really helpful because I kind of see what she's like, and she does have the mood swings and the hot flushes. But I mean, she's fine, and it is nice to have her there but obviously there's a big age difference, but she can still go through the symptoms with me.
Well, I was going to ask that. How do you research this kind of role? Because it's not going to be easy to find many 20-year-olds that are going through this. And like you said, it's slightly different to your mum's experience.
Yeah, definitely. I think even though, like you say, it is different, I think it's just trying to speak to people who are going through it and get what their aspect is. Obviously, it is. I don't really know anyone who's gone through it at this age.
It is very unusual.
It is unusual. But it's also good because I have done research, and we have the research team at work, so they can always help us, and whatever we need, they're always there. So
I love seeing, your on-screen boyfriend, Craig, played by Colson Smith, the way he's kind of supporting you, and, his reaction to it all. And he's a bit hapless, but he's well-meaning as well,
definitely. I think that's what's also not spoke about is how people's partners deal with it and how it affects them, because obviously you're going through it, and it's kind of, in a way, quite selfish. You don't think about what the people around you how it's affecting them.
We've actually got a little clip, Ellie, and this is of you and Craig, and I think this is from next week. Let's have a look.
Hey, just in time.
Why are you telling Carla to go easy on me?
I was worried about you.
Well, don't go talking to people behind my back.
I wasn't.
You were. You made a show of me.
I was just trying to help.
You haven't. You've made things worse.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Now, sit down, please. What your favourite?
You've ordered for me again, have you? What, to speed dial doing menopause curry?
What have I done? I don't know what I've done.
Yeah, well, that's your problem then, isn't it? I don't want people thinking that I can't cope. And I don't want every little thing that I do analysed to death. Especially not by a man who used to have to turn the light switch on 6 times while the sky had fallen.
Oh, he can't do right for doing wrong, can he?
Poor guy. Bless him. She's really hard. Really hard.
I wanted to ask you about your cousin Brooke, because that must have been difficult. She's there, and you're joining a massive job that she's already in. Your cousin Brooke Vincent. How was that to kind of?
It was really nice, to be honest. Like, I was 9 years old when I started, so I'm just a baby. Like, I don't really know what to expect or whatever. So it was really nice for her to be there, and she always gave me tips and stuff. She'd be like, just make sure that you be yourself, you know your lines, you turn up on time. And I was like, Brooke, you don't turn up on time. But yeah, honestly, she helped me so much when I first started. And everyone's so lovely anyway, but just have that family member there, it's a different kind of.
But you and Colson are great pals, aren't you?
Yeah. He's literally my best friend at work. And it's so nice because you work together so much, you create a bond and a relationship. And because we've basically been there the same amount of time, and we have done a few big storylines together. So it is really nice to have him, especially through big storylines that are challenging.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you, like you said, you've grown up on television, and I know that most people go through the things that you've been through in private, but you've had to kind of go through that on television. I know you've been really open talking about your skin and things like that, which on television you can't really hide. And when you're a teen, you're going through those things. How have you kind of managed those kind of processes?
Yeah, exactly. I just always want to be open to people. Obviously, I do have a following on Instagram, and it's a good place to use your platform. And I'm not going to ever say that I'm perfect, because I'm not and nobody is. But I just wanted to be open about my struggles. But I basically I struggled with my skin at school. And I think Instagram and like social media puts on such a big pressure, and it's such a big conversation that we talk about all the time, but it really does. And it is hard, but I just wanted to show people that I'm just normal, like I'm not any different.
How do you think that will go? I mean, obviously looking at the social media influence from my age, you know, I mean, it's quite foreign to me. I mean, obviously I've kind of learned how to do it. You've grown up with it. How do you see it going? Do you see it getting more and more pressured, or do you think that your generation will get to grips with it?
To be honest, there's positives and negatives to it. Like, it can be a toxic place, and it's hard if you kind of following accounts that don't give off a good message. But I always just try to follow accounts that like uplift me, or I'll just watch positive people, because that's what I want in my life. But I do think it is hard with the added pressure, and I don't think that's ever going to go away. But if you try and look at it like positively, I think you can always get something positive out of it.
Do you ever get that crossover of, obviously, you're Ellie on Instagram, and you get people sort of thinking you're your character and talking to you about the storylines and the comments?
Definitely. I think it's hard for some people to, like, not... Obviously, you're always going to associate me with Faye, but I'm a different person. And I think some people find that hard to, like, get their heads around.
Shout at them in the street and shout
Some people shout me, like, they're like, Faye, and because I forget, I'm like, I look like I'm ignoring them, because I'm like, that's not my name, so I don't answer it. But
Well, I tell you what, that means that you're a great soap character. You're doing a really, really good job. Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's been so lovely to have you with us, Ellie. Thank you very much indeed. And if you're looking for support with menopause at any age, please go to the ITV website, where you can find places to go for help. The details are on the screen now. After the break, would you take your brother or sister on a date with you to check your new love meets their standards? Or is that simply a recipe for family fallouts? And find out why Katie swears by the sniff test when it comes to whether or not she trusts people. See you after this.
For 2 long years, but we've missed you and we want to see your faces right here. That's right, we are bringing our live studio audience back.
Hello, audience.
We've got big guests and all your favourite panellists. All we need is you. Go to itv.com/Loose Women to apply for free tickets for September and beyond.
Oh, I can't wait to get the audience back. I'm going to show them my moves. Welcome back to Friday's Loose Women. Joining me, Kay Adams, our Lady Leisure, Katie Piper and Kelly Bryan. Coming up, pop superstar Heather Small joins us in about 15 minutes' time. She'll be sharing how proud she is of her son going into politics and the battles that she's overcome to reach the top of the charts. Plus, we're in for a very special performance from her at the end of the show. You will not want to miss that. Now, a new reality show sees sexy young singletons looking for love in a luxury villa. So far, so Love Island. But there is a catch, as the contestants will be dating in front of their siblings. The show starts next month. Here's a little taste of it.
Imagine being swept away to a luxury villa in the south of France. You're there to find love in the most romantic country in the world, with other gorgeous singles. Oh, did I not mention the catch? You'll be joined by your brother or sister who's also looking for love.
Oh, talk about putting a twist on something, eh? My goodness.
What of this show?
Let's just go with it, Leisha. Let's just go with it. Do you think it makes...
Would you want to be dating with your sibling there?
No.
Like, you know, getting into it with someone and your siblings just right there.
No. It's a bit creepy, isn't it? I mean, seriously.
Feels like a lot of blockages, doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean, I've got a younger sister, older brother, and I'm definitely protective of the younger sister. I definitely wouldn't want to sit at the table in a restaurant while she dates a guy.
No.
Yeah.
But does it matter what your sibling thinks of either your relationship, or if you didn't like one of your siblings' partners, would you say anything?
I would, yes. Well, to think back, actually, when I was younger, one of my sisters, like, I would introduce her to a few people and then she'd end up dating them. And it was just like, now it's
not
my
your
duty.
boyfriends?
No, none of my boyfriends. Just like people that I used to work with or people that I knew. And it was like, for me, it's like, it's my duty now to make sure you don't mess around my sister. And she's like, much older than me, but it was just like a thing where I'm now, I feel a bit protective of her.
Yeah.
But I make sure that you're doing the right thing. It's off with your head.
So would you get involved then? I mean, if
It's not that I would get involved, but I would be very like eagle-eyed. I'll be very attentive now. I'll be looking at that person in different ways, just making sure you're doing everything you should be doing. There's no girls hanging around you and
You're the
stuff like
gatekeeper.
that.
Ooh.
Yeah, because honestly, like my sister was my hero growing up. So I felt like if anyone hurt her, anyone touched her, I'm that person. I'm gonna protect her. So yeah.
I think it depends on that relationship, doesn't it, with siblings? Because with some siblings, you wouldn't respect their opinion. So even if they said, "Oh, I don't appreciate, I don't think he's the one for you," be like, "Well, I don't like your choices either."
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like it depends on that sort of respect and the relationship between the siblings.
It's funny,
doesn't
you
it?
just made me remember this, and I had completely forgotten it. But I mean, my brother was very protective of me, sort of going through adolescence, and then we went on holiday with him, me, my boyfriend and a friend of mine, and he would not leave me and the boyfriend alone. So you're like creeping out for a walk late at night or whatever, and you see a rustle in the bushes or whatever, and it's, oh my God.
He was in the bushes.
Well, because he was watching us. It sounds a bit pervy, doesn't it? But I mean, he was so
protective
on it, and he just would not leave us alone, and it was really annoying.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, did you mind? Because that kind of gets
Of course I minded. I was away on holiday with my boyfriend. The last one thing was my brother behind me. But I mean, actually, when it gets into like established relationships older, I would never comment. I mean, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
My brother married a childhood friend of mine who I'm very, very fond of. So I was cool with that. If he'd married somebody that I didn't like, I wouldn't have said anything.
I'm totally with you. Yeah, I think once you get to adulthood, you've got to mind your own business. It's different once somebody's established and older.
Yeah. Would you?
Yeah, I've just found it interesting with my children. Like I've already seen that kind of protective side, but it's more Kaori to Regan. So Regan's older, but Kaori's like, if anybody's interested in her brother, she's like, well, Mummy, I saw blah, blah, blah talking to Regan today, and I think this and I think that. So she's already showing signs of being like defensive and protective. It's not the other way around. It's the other way around.
Wow.
He keeps saying, no one's going to like you, Kaori. Because she's like, she's confident, she's bolshy, she's upfront. So she's, I think it's great.
Well, if they want to go on a dating show or a reality show, it sounds like there's one for them, Kelly.
No. No.
Not happening, not happening. Now, a new survey has found that smelling good is far more important to young men than looking good, with 43% of them saying that smelling good makes them feel more positive. So we've come a long way since the days of too much deodorant then, Katie. Yeah.
I love the way you looked at me.
No,
I do wear deodorant for the record.
Because you're big on smells, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. I think, so there's obviously that whole connection to nostalgia. It takes you back to places or people, which can be a really kind of sentimental, beautiful thing. But yeah, particularly for the opposite sex, like if a guy smells good for me, then, I know everything else is good to go. I know his level of self-respect and self-esteem is high, and he's memorable to me. I like it. It smells very important.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, Ian doesn't wear aftershave a lot, but when he does, it's really noticeable, and it does kind of like up the ante a little bit, doesn't it?
I just want to go to the neck and like,
yeah, you're in a mood today, lady. You really are.
No, I like smells. I think because I actually use a man's perfume on me, and like when I think about it, like one of my old partners, I know if they smell that smell again, it's gonna bring them back to me. Like, oh, I miss that smell. I remember when Leisha used to. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
It's like, yeah, I've got you.
What about smells you don't like? 'Cause I hate a dose of the damp dog. You know?
A what?
When people hang the clothes on the clothes horse and they overlap them or they leave them in the dryer and don't rewash them and it's the damp dog. I can't bear it.
Terrible, isn't it, Kelly?
Oh, yeah, terrible. Listen, no, that's so... I'm sorry, you're probably going to hate me, but I've done that so many times.
Me too.
Where I've just put them, you know, you put the washing in, you just leave it, and you go out to work, and then you come back and you're like, oh, that's wafting.
Just to rewash, another cycle, that's it.
I know, but I do try and hang it out and see what happens, and then, yeah, you are right, you get damp dog. But I think smells can be the opposite as well sometimes. Smells can be quite triggering if it's something that, that you've smelt that's, you know, taken you down a road or it reminds you of something that you've been through. So I think smells are really, they can anchor you to something.
Yeah.
So that's why they tend to be really important, I think. You know, even if you've forgotten about something, a smell can bring you straight back to that moment.
Yeah. If I smell my mum's perfume, it's like she's in the room. It's incredible. It really is the way it takes you back. Yeah. After the break. Oh, Lady Leisha, she's learned all my moves. It's all down to me. How can we love her more? Well, when Heather Small joins us for a very special performance in a couple of minutes, I'm sure we'll find it very easy. We'll see you after this. Welcome back. Our final guest today first moved on up the charts in the 90s with M People, giving us all one night in heaven at the clubs as we search for the hero inside us. Yeah, before she made us all feel
proud.
Thanks. With more rousing anthems as a solo artist. Yes, she really needs no further introduction. Please welcome Heather Small. Woo!
Pleasure. Stunning.
Wow, you look fantastic.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
You really do. And listen, I have to say, first off, somebody just popped this on the desk, and this is the new album, The Colour of My Life. The artwork and everything. You look amazing.
Thank you so much. On a good glam team.
Oh, no, you look fantastic. So how are you feeling? First album in 16 years?
You know, it feels good. I think that people say, well, why would you release something? I think after the 2 years that we had before, and especially for creatives, we all know that, you know, spent a lot of time at home. And so when I was given the opportunity to do this album, I thought there's a way to bring my past, my present, and the future. So there's what I've done before. There's a new song, and then there's a cover, and that gives a taster of the future. I just wanted to, because you're at home for that long and you're a creative, you know, your mind starts to work, and you think, will I be ever out there again? Will I be able to do what I do? Will I love what I do? Will there be an audience? Will people want to come out and be, you know, congested together and, you know, jumping and dancing in the sunshine? It turns out it's a yes.
Actually, more than ever, we really want it live.
And, you know, the government wasn't so kind, but the people that got us through lockdown were creatives. And now, you know, the general public are now showing us the love and appreciation, and it's real fun.
Well, people still absolutely love the classics, which they will hear on your new album. Do you still love them?
I do love them. You know, it's like 30 years of love, and doing it with an orchestra. It's just so much fun, and you know, I've done them over the years, and there's different ways that I do them. I've got a great MD, Phil Bailey, who just gives the whole live show an injection of, because he's been doing it as long as me, the songs. Yeah. So there's love and there's creativity. We just enjoy it. Absolutely love it.
And
love it.
We met your orchestra earlier, and I couldn't help but notice they're all women.
Yes.
And you feel like...
By design.
Well, I was going to say that you're a real woman's woman.
I
and,
am.
You know, you have paved the way for lots of other people. I grew up in the 90s watching you. I mean, has it been hard for you as a woman?
I mean, it is difficult when you're a woman in any field, you know, but in music, it can be more difficult because you're not taken as seriously as your male colleagues. And sometimes you think that people who are on your side are not on your side. Yeah. But that goes for anything. But as a black woman, it is doubly hard because I always think to myself, in music, if I say the word diva, who do you think of?
Right.
Every diva you can think of will be a black woman.
Yeah.
From Mariah to Whitney,
Beyonce. Yeah.
And they're just asking for what's their due, and they're professional and they want it to be the best. But you get labelled. There's not Madonna. She's been labelled a lot of things because she was a forerunner. But you don't use the word diva for her.
Yeah.
There's a real negative connotation.
It's become very, very negative. And diva meant somebody who sung and loved singing. But if applied to somebody who looks like me, it's negative,
it's like,
and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But this is what you face. But I keep going, and I love what I do. And I think your team has been great. It's been fun. They realise that I'm not a diva. that I just love what I do. It's just and I think
if you are called a diva and stuff like that, it can potentially get around that you are that, and then
you don't work.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Don't work.
You're out of work,
which is. But you've managed to transcend. We worked together in the 90s. We crossed paths many times, and so. But you've managed to transcend, because I think your music has become an anthem. It's become like a tapestry for people's lives. It's kind of something that people remember and put on at certain moments to celebrate.
And that's a joy. Mostly when people see me, it's happy memories. And when they come to a show, I think we'll leave our troubles at the door for an hour or so, and they don't go away. You pick them up on the way back. Don't leave them with me. You got to pick them up on the way back out. But there's a suspension of that that time. You bring that positive energy, and that's what I wanted to do. And that's what music should be about. Sometimes it should be entertaining. Sometimes it makes you feel sad. You've always got a song that you go to, whatever your mood. And I'm glad now, because I think I've permeated the British public psyche, and like you say, I think people will see me and what I look like, and they'll think positive. They'll see you and they'll think positive. They'll see you.
Do you think they didn't in the past?
You know what it is? I think you always have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever colour and packaging you come in, if you're a female, you have to prove yourself. But it is doubly hard if you're a black female, and that's the honest truth. But I think that.
Sorry, I was going to say, did you experience any racism coming up? Or?
I mean, in the music business, that I haven't faced racism in that same way, because I was in a band that was mixed. And as a band and a united front, it's hard for people to perforate that kind of bubble. But on a day-to-day basis, when I'm not, Heather Small going and singing, and there isn't a week that goes by that there isn't some kind of trouble. But, I, like I said, I keep going. I love what I do, and I always think that the best revenge is be happy, be successful.
Yeah.
So I mean,
what star sign are you?
I'm a Capricorn. I'm on the
not
so
Capricorn.
Excuse me.
I'm a Capricorn. You're flanked by Capricorn.
After I've just said about my whole spiel about how nice I am.
I was really connecting with you then. That's what everything you're saying.
You still are.
Well, I'm a Sagittarius, so we're kind of
close.
My
mum's Sagittarius. You'll be getting really well. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I am too. When I want to be.
Yeah, as I
So do you think it's a lot of pressure, like reworking your hits?
Do you know, I didn't feel that it was pressure. I think the pressure is that you don't want to make people that have loved your songs over the years then think to yourself you've gone along and smashed them with, you've hammered them, and they've, there's nothing left. But I think that the same kind of love that people have for the songs, I have that same love. There is no way that I want to do anything that would disrupt that legacy and that flow. So for me, I thought I was just giving them extra love and love in a different way, so. And I've loved those songs for almost 30 years, and I do them live. And
well, listen, we love them, and we want to hear them. And so I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's just I want to leave enough time to make sure that we can hear you sing. So I hope you don't mind. While Heather is getting ready to sing us out, it is competition time. And that is your countdown warning, as the lines do close at 3 p.m. today for your chance to win a brand new car, 60k in cash. Natalie Anderson has the details.
Yes, I am here on the Yorkshire coast in beautiful Scarborough. It's an incredible day and everyone is enjoying their staycations, their family holidays, and I'm here to tell you about our competition. Lines do close today at 3 p.m, so you do have to be quick if you want to enter. First of all, we are kicking off with £60,000 in totally tax-free cash. That is right, it will go from ITV's bank account straight into yours. Just think what you could do with 60 grand. You could pay off some of your mortgage. You could go on amazing family holidays. But you definitely won't need to buy a new car because we are throwing in one of those too. It's a brand new Mercedes. Just take a little look at it. It's got all the mod cons, it's got parking assist, and it's electric, so you're doing your bit for the environment. This whole price package is worth a whopping £114,000. Now, for your chance to win, here's all the details.
For another chance to win, text WIN to 81119. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website. Entries cost £2. Call 09068 78 119. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY27 PO Box 7558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close today at 3 p.m. Good luck.
That's right, lines do close today at 3 p.m. That clock is ticking, so get your entries in now. Good luck.
Right, that's nearly us done for today. We've got some really special shows coming up over the next 2 weeks with a look back at Katie and Judy's Life Before Loose, plus a Stacey takeover show. But right now, here's Heather Small to sing us out.
I look into the window of my mind, reflections of the fears I know I left behind. So I step out of the ordinary. I can feel my soul ascending. I'm on my way. Can't stop me now, and you can do the same. Yeah. What have you done today to make you feel proud? It's never too late to try. What have you done today to make you feel proud? Yeah. You could be so many people if you make that break for freedom. So what have you done today to make you feel proud? Yeah. You done me wrong, your time is up. You took a sip from their voice cup. You broke my heart, there's no way back. Move right out of here, baby, go on, pack your bag. Just who do you think you are? Stop acting like some kind of star. Just who do you think you are? Take it like a man, baby, if that's what you are, 'cause I'm moving on.